Top five football movies of all time. This topic is near and dear to my heart. Being an ex player, I love football, watching all these movies. They find a way to bring me back to those times and inspirational moments and just giving all you got. I love these movies, and it's really hard to make a top five. But of course, I had to put it together. Let me know what you think when I'm done with it. Number five. Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans was a great movie. It had an amazing cast. Denzel Washington, Will Patton, Wood Harris, Ryan Hurst, Donald Faison. This movie tackled many opponents. It was a high school team that had to go undefeated. Besides just their regular opponent on the other sideline, they had to battle racism. And it was the first time they blended a high school team with whites and blacks. That already had its divide. And man, this movie was amazing. Denzel gives it a very inspirational speech. It's a great movie. Number four is Friday Night Lights. Now, when this movie came out, I was like, I don't know how I feel about a high school from Texas. I didn't really know what to think of it. It has a great cast: Billy Bob Thornton, Derek Luke, Jay Hernandez, Tim McGraw. Really good movie. It just shows you about the pressures that a city and a state can put on a high school team. Football is no joke down south. There's a lot of pressure, even when you're not playing anymore. So this movie was inspirational. It was fun to watch. It was intense, and it comes down to the wire. Number three on my list is actually something that I'm sure a lot of people might not have seen. And when this came out, it was actually a series, not a movie. It's called Playmakers. And Playmakers, man, the NFL used all its power to squash this because they felt that it talked about things that were too close to home and they didn't want any connection to it. Even though there weren't any logos that were being shared, they figured a professional sport and all the topics that they touched on, a lot of the topics were drug use and addiction, domestic violence, closeted homosexuality, criminal behavior, infidelity, steroid and painkiller abuse, concussions and injuries, racial tensions and teen politics, player exploitation, mental health issues. Man, this series I loved and I wanted another season. Omar Gooding was in it. He did a great job in this, but this series was epic. I loved it. I wanted more, but it's definitely a good number three. Number two, a movie that inspired everybody. It came out when I was playing football, and the hitting drills in this were like no other. And putting it on the silver screen just got you excited. I know I love to hit when I was on the football field, but this movie was like the holy grails of its time because it really got you hyped. And it's a college story about a team. James Caan, Holly Berry, Omar Epps, really good. Actually, it had a controversial opening sequence that they had to remove out of the movie theater right away because some kids decided to imitate it and then they ended up losing their life. And in this scene, they were trying to excite themselves in very dangerous ways. And they just basically laid on the double lines in the middle of a two-way street just for the thrill and excitement of it. And unfortunately, the kids who imitated it didn't realize that, it's extremely dangerous. And if somebody's not paying attention, you can get run over. So they had to remove that from the film. But nonetheless, it's still a great film. And my number one is the holy grail of football movies. They put everything into it. Oliver Stone directed this movie, which is amazing on its own. But the cast is definitely A plus. Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, Jamie Foxx, James Woods, LL Cool J, Bill Bellamy, Lawrence Taylor, Jim Brown, and so many other NFL players were a part of this. This thing was epic. This movie was empowering, entertaining, exciting. And I could watch this movie over and over and over again. This movie is definitely worth the number one spot on my top five. If you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to comment. Let me know if I missed anything. There were so many to choose from. I could give an honorable mention. Should I give an honorable mention? I don't know. Honorable mention, man. Honorable mention, I'll throw out there one of my favorite honorable mentions. There was 2 of them, and there was a remake, and I enjoyed both of them, and that one would be The Longest Yard. The Longest Yard was a great movie. It's my honorable mention. It was funny. It was entertaining. There's so much you can do with the genre, but that's my honorable mention. Thank you so much for checking us out. Catch you on the next one. Peace.